All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be back on this platform, information session, uh, Tech Hangouts. This is a session whereby I do come around here to spend time with young Nigerians who want to get started in tech. Um, the most important thing in fulfilling a dream is access to the right information or being led by a mentor. So that's why I made it a duty, especially for this week, to show up, almost every day since Monday to talk to encourage you who would like to get started in tech. Tech is no longer a new thing, but unfortunately, many people still consider it as a development that is beyond their reach. I'm able to tell you that tech is for everyone. And today, of course, I'm going to be having conversation with Taiwo. Taiwo is one of our mentees on Sourcing Mentorship Program. And since last year, while I was having conversation with him some minutes ago, he said it's been 2 years. I say it's not been 2 years. It looks so long. It's been just a year plus. We started early last year. So Taiwo is going to be joining me in a couple of minutes, sharing his experience, on tech, getting started and getting moving. So let me see if Taiwo is already around. Before I do that, don't forget that the second cohort of Train to Hire will be starting 30th of this month, which is exactly next week, Saturday. All right, we're going to be starting this second cohort, and I want to encourage you that you can get started so that before the end of this year, you can have a new chapter as far as your career is concerned. So please try and register. You're going to see a link right now. Let me see if I can put that link right now on the screen. You're going to see a link right now, a URL that you can use to log on and sign up for Train to Hire. Train to Hire is not a training; is a job onboarding program that ensure that you are well furnished, trained, and onboarded for tech roles. So try and register. Okay, let me get Taiwo on. I think Taiwo is here now. Taiwo, can you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, Taiwo, good afternoon. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Good afternoon.
Okay, while we were talking some minutes ago, you said it's been 2 years. Why did you say it's been 2 years?
Be-
Why do you feel it's
because
been 2 years?
it's looked like a kind of a long time now. Not until when you try to
Oh,
make me
okay.
remember the exact time we actually did it.
Okay, that's very interesting. It's actually a long journey. Learning something new or developing a career is a long journey, and that is one of the reasons why many people find it hard to start. But there is a saying that when you consider the benefit of something that you want to achieve, then the price to be paid becomes insignificant in your eyes.
Very
So,
well.
and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I make sure that we create this kind of a platform where people can share their story, how they get started. People look at
Mm.
most people still look at tech as something that something so advanced that you have to go extra mile to achieve. Of which,
Mm.
if you have access to smartphone, if you have access to one small, maybe computer, laptop, you are good to go for tech. You can learn
Very well.
anything as far as you can make that sacrifice of, giving out your time to learn. So, Taiwo, I want you to share with us how has it been with from mentorship period last year to, I mean, the period of mentorship, that period. What was the experience like? What did you learn? Which course did you put in for?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Femi. First of all, I would like to appreciate you for bringing up such a program. It really came at the right time. It really came at the right time because that was actually the time I was looking for opportunity, to develop myself. Of course, it's not as if I didn't have any knowledge at all when it comes to a web design, but it was on a very shallow level. Not until when you came up with that program, and after participating in the program, in fact, I really learned a whole lot. Ever since that time till I'm talking to you now, my life has really been transformed. I can do so many things now. When it comes to, I've been getting contracts all over the place to the glory of God. As a matter of fact, I have a small kind of IT firm that I'm managing now. That I have some students under me. That we manage some projects together. It's been awesome all along. It's been awesome, 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 and I really give you that kudos. For God giving you that grace to come up with such opportunity, during that time.
See, I love what you just said. I mean, like just like Timothy, you are just like Timothy. I
Mm,
remember at the time, like 12 years ago, when I actually had that privilege to be part of a mentorship program.
mm.
One of the things I did after the program was to start teaching others. So I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
it comes natural when you
Exactly.
see there's something about seed of greatness. When you have the seed of
Mm,
greatness in you, immediately it starts germinating, and you have that opportunity to grow it, to groom it. The evidence can be seen, and that's why it's natural. And you like, okay, you're still learning something, you're still growing, and even right now you started passing knowledge to other people. And
mm,
that is actually the spirit behind Sourcing Mentorship started last year. Like I
mm,
said at the beginning of that program, myself, I'm a product of mentorship.
mm,
Before that mentorship, I was at a crossroad in my life. I mean, I read, I always say it, I'm always proud to say it, not because it's a bad cause. I read history in school, and in Nigeria, I remember in the year in university, someone actually made a joke around it, like, even Nigeria has banned history in schools. That, when you read histories, people believe that one of the things you can do is to teach. And even now,
exactly.
Nigeria has banned history in
Yes.
school. So, what are you going to do with history? So, it was so degrading. It was that kind of level of degradation, at the time
Hmm.
when I was in school. Like, what will you do with your life after school? So, I'm very excited when you said that, at that time, that training came at a very good time for you. So, I could
Hmm.
relate with that because I was at some point at that junction. So, right now, 1 year into mentorship, into learning in tech, what would you say has changed? I think you mentioned one or two things. So now let me ask you. I'm
Okay.
aware that you are part of the training
Career on
going
demand.
on with one of our partners in Texas. I don't want us to start mentioning the name of the
Oh,
organization
sorry.
or the program. Yes, yeah. So now you are learning with a partner in Texas, and I'm aware that so many things has happened. So much is going on. So can you just speak into that briefly in the next 2 minutes? What are the things you've learned? What are the things that are going on that program?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Femi. We've actually learned a whole lot and we are still learning. Uh, I actually put in for Python and machine learning, where we've been building web applications, and it's been so great. I can't just imagine that this kind of program can come as free as this. Nothing, we didn't pay any dime, and we get this kind of opportunity, to be learning this massive skill. It's been very awesome. So far we've learned so many things like financial modeling. We've learned what's it called, sales pipeline forecasting model. We've learned what's it called, aircraft cost calculator, rent or buy cost calculator, and we are still learning so many other things. These are the things that all these ones I've mentioned are the products that we've been able to build. That after building them, in fact, even the people that are training us, they are even surprised that wow, that within a short period of time we are able to come up with all these products. So it's been awesome, and we are still learning. We are still learning, and
You, you
these
know
guys.
the
Okay,
Okay, go ahead,
okay,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
okay, because this guy gave us opportunity to learn from one of the best guys in the world, if not the best. if not the best, if not the best, because the training are just supreme. I can't say much. I don't know. I
All
don't
right.
know the right word to use. To qualify. You know.
What people
All
need
right.
to understand is that the world is looking out for so much from Nigeria. It is no longer a question. It's no longer a debate that Nigeria produces one of the best, gifted individuals in the world. So
Mm,
for the tech space, the tech space is actually looking out for so much from Nigeria. Many people are not aware. So
mm,
many organizations around the world are trusting more Nigerians to handle their product, their tech product in terms of development, in terms of management,
mm.
compared to even different other parts of the world. So what you are saying here is not new. So with little training for Nigerians, they understand that Nigerians know how to pick up and maximize whatever the little you have thrown at them. So right now, let me just ask you. So looking forward, what are the things you can see now from what you are doing right now in the next 2 3 years? Where do you see yourself?
Well, uh, I see myself because actually I actually watched the program you had with my colleague the other day. The same
Timothy, yeah,
knowledge,
with Yaji.
the Timothy, the same knowledge he had was it's still the same. I would say I don't see myself operating in this country anymore. I don't see myself operating
Wow.
in this country anymore. If at all, I will work with anybody, not your own company anyway. It will have to be it
You
will
see
have to be
life.
a kind of high standard negotiation, and I don't even I will not even want to care whether they are ready, for the payment or not, because I know that if they are ready,
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Is it my network right
because
now?
what I
I can't hear you.
hello.
All right, I can hear you now. I can hear
Okay,
you.
all right. So the program is very standard program that each time I go to some places like all these supermarkets we have in the country, I see the way their apps are being built. I just get excited from nowhere, like, wow, these are the kind of things that we have been building. That if somebody asks me to build this one, of course I will go a long way. I just see myself, it's like a dream coming true, a dream coming true. So I just can't wait
Awesome.
for that time, to get elapsed, and as I start earning my dollars and pounds.
Awesome. Okay, I think I saw I can see a question right now from Ahmed
Okay.
Wasil. Saying AI is making building website from scratch in a few minutes and even generating machine testimonials. Okay, don't you think web developers will be redundant? Now, Taiwo, I want you to respond to that question based on what
Okay.
you are learning currently.
Okay. AI is making building a website from scratch in a few minutes and even generating machine testimonials. Don't you think website developers will be redundant? No, it can never be redundant. Reason being that, see, there is an aspect where AI, actually comes in. AI, a good number of times, AI will give you, of course, the breakdown of whatever you intend, to achieve. But at the same time, your own knowledge too will help you in modifying that product in
Whatever
the
output
exact way.
the AI has
Exactly.
given you.
Okay, now let's assume, okay, you want to build a particular website now. It has generated the whole code for you. You launch it. Okay, there are still some things that you might still want to like adjust, on the
At the end of
website,
the day,
which AI might not give you the exact thing if you do not have your own your
basic
own basic
knowledge.
skill. Yeah, it is your basic skill that
Fantastic.
you now bring in to adjust, some of the codes there. So it can never go down completely. It can't.
Okay. So Ahmed, let me tell you this. If I was expecting Taiwo to mention the fact that what they are learning now is actually at that level of AI, I think prompt engineering, right?
Exactly.
Which has to do with AI, right?
Yeah.
But before they even jump on that phase, we make sure that they have to learn the fundamentals. which has to
Exactly.
do with a little bit around coding and the fundamental
Exactly.
processes in web
Exactly.
development. It's very, very essential. So
Mm.
at the end of the day, web developers will not be redundant. The only thing that is important is that they need to be in an environment where they continue to upskill and continue to stay up to date with available
Mm.
tools. AI's
Exactly.
solutions are just tools that are used by this
Exactly.
expert, right? So they will
Mm-hmm.
never
Very well.
be redundant. That's why I don't know
Yeah.
if Ahmed is already on our program, but that's why you want to get on train to hire, right? So we take you from scratch, and within short period of time, you start deploying AI, tools, and at the end of the day, you are able to have a kind of a all round understanding. Mwane, are you there? I can see that your camera is not active, so I don't know if you are with us or not. Okay, please, if you have any question, please punch in the comment section. We would like to take your questions around tech. Taiwo is here. Taiwo is an expert. Taiwo will be glad, to attend to your questions because he is a good example of someone starting from scratch, right? Like you said,
Mm.
so tech is something that is now available for everyone. Don't forget, in the workspace, the opportunity for those who don't have tech skills will continue to decrease, while the opportunity for those with tech skills will continue to expand, right? So
Mm.
in the next 10 to 15 years, you realize that a lot of people will be out of jobs if they fail to develop tech skills. Okay, so if you're a
Mm.
young person in your early 20s, even if you are in your 30s, by the time if you're in your 30s now, by the time you are clocking 45 and you've not developed tech skills, it might be very, very hard for you to forge ahead in your career, right? So,
Mm.
and if you're in your early 20s, this is a perfect time for you to stretch yourself, be versatile, develop all kind of tech skills, so that as you go forward, you are able to stand competitive, right? I can see a question here. Let me see if we can take it. That's from Kelvin. Good afternoon, everyone. Please, how can someone join the company for mentorship? I have someone that might be interested. Okay, so right now, what you need to do is that if you look at the screen, you're going to see a URL that is scrolling on our screen. You can register for our train to hire. Our train to hire is not free. We started free mentorship last year. Right then, we were able to onboard over 2,000 people. But right now, we are fast tracking the process. And right now, it is no longer free. So if you are registering for train to hire, I need to tell you that it is not free. Okay, you're going to pay, but it is job onboarding program, right? All right. I think there's another question from someone here. Okay, let me see that. How can AI enable the edge against the current inflation crisis in the world compared to real estate? Well, I might not be able to go deep to answer that kind of question. But what I'm going to say is that if you want to get started in tech, okay, just go follow the URL, punch in, register, follow the information made available. Then we will be able to onboard you for the right expert to take you through. Okay, let me see this. Can we have a social contact details? Okay. Taiwo, are you on LinkedIn?
Sorry.
So you can just search for, I think, yeah, I think someone is trying to request for your uh, handle. So just search for Taiwo Almost Saying on LinkedIn. I think you
Exactly.
should be able to find it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Another question. All right. Okay, that's from Evans. Okay, that's a contribution. Nice one. All right. So you can also find me on LinkedIn as well, Femi Johnson. You can connect with me. Whatever question you have, I can be able to uh, take you through the right channel to have the right answer for your question. So now, Taiwo, what's your advice for anybody who is still confused about how to get started in tech? We made this program for the fundamentals, not for advanced professionals in tech. This
Mm.
program is basically for people who are confused, people who are looking for answers, people who have personally disqualified themselves as regarding starting career in tech. So please, what is your advice for anybody today who would like to get started?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Femi. I will start by talking about what happened in my office yesterday. Because I work in a place where, of course, I train people on web design, web development, and all these programming languages, and also we also build a website, for small and medium companies around. There's
That's
a
free advert. That's free advert. Right. Okay, go
All
ahead.
right, sir. So I'm
Go
sorry,
on.
sir. So this guy came
No, that's
around
okay.
yesterday. All right, and said actually he was actually pushed, to learn web design and development. That he actually wanted to be a musician. I had to sit him down like, wow, see, being a musician doesn't mean that you don't need a skill, an IT skill. At the end of the day, you want to promote your music skill, where the rest of your colleagues, will be struggling, to promote their skill online. You have already gotten a skill to build websites. The only thing you will need is to promote it. So in one way you can make money, on that, on from that angle. You can begin to upload your music right in your website that you build on your own. So I told him that it's a benefit, it's an edge that you will have over others, that feel, okay, I want to go into music, I'm not interested in high tech. I had to talk to that guy until he began to smile. I was like, wow, okay, I've been able to convince him. So here's the thing: in the next couple of years, the whole world, especially, let me even start from where we are now, this country, and let's say in the next like 10, 15 years from now, even less than that, a good number of jobs, will be something you'll be doing at all, because tech has now started to enter into every corner, every space of departments. I have a good number of friends, that have been going to work like offices every day. But ever since like 2, 3 years ago now, a good number of them now are now working from home because they have tech skill. Some of the job that they are supposed to be doing in their office, they no longer have a reason to go to office every day again. So, and besides, there are a lot of benefits you stand to enjoy when you work at home, when you begin to do tech job. It's more flexible when you have the skill. Not that the issue of running after bosses, in the early hour of the day, will no longer be there. There are several advantages that you stand to get. As I'm talking to you now, I'm home today. Tomorrow I will go to my office. So I'm being at home today. I'm working. I'm also resting, doing several things at the same time. So there are a lot of opportunities that are bound that you are bound to enjoy. When you become an IT person. So I think that's the little I can say for now.
Nice one. Nice one, Taiwo. That's a very good word of encouragement. I mean, in life, you need to be in control of your destiny. And one major pathway to achieve that is for you to develop the right skills, which can give you the opportunity to have the right jobs, which can give you the opportunity to decide that, you know what, I don't even want to work for anybody. I can start up my own
Mm,
small business. I can work as a freelancer. You can decide to travel to any part of the world. And tech skills will give you a level playground to be able to get the right jobs. Okay. So that is, in summary, what Taiwo is actually talking about. So let me quickly speak to what we have on the screen right now. So train to hire, like I said, the second cohort will be taking off on the 30th of this month. And I want to encourage you, if you are yet to register, you want to get on board, right? Train to hire is not free. It's 250,000 naira, 12 weeks, mainly on weekends. And you're going to be interacting with the best in the industry. You're going to be learning on real life projects, products. And we are going to be working together with well experienced individuals. And the most interesting aspect of this is that if you are joining us for Train to Hire, it's as good as you are joining us, working with us. Because at the end of Trade to Hire, you can decide if you want to work with us, if you want to work with any of our partners, or if you even want to leave us outrightly or go work elsewhere. And also, if you are someone who is thinking of maybe traveling abroad from Nigeria, you want to take any of this program, I guarantee you, if you are able to perfect your knowledge in any of these programs, you are preparing yourself for a great investment moving abroad. Right. So thank you so much. everyone for joining us today. I don't know if we have any other question in the comment section. Let me check if there is any other question that we can take before we leave. Okay. Okay, let me see from David Sin. If the payment can be made. Okay, someone is asking if the payment can be made instrumentally. Okay, David Sin, I would like you to send me connection request. Okay, I would like to speak with you directly. Okay, so try and connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can take it on from there. Definitely, if you are able to give us good assurance, there is nothing wrong with structuring your payment for you to get on board. Right. So thank you, everyone. We see again. So thank you, Taiwo, making our time to be with me on this program this afternoon. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of
It's
your
my
day. Right.
pleasure,
So
Mr.
thank you. Bye
Femi.
bye,
It's my
everyone.
pleasure
Yeah.
always.
So good to have you. All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.